Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark, your holiday horror headquarters. We are going to talk today about a movie that I watched on TUBI called The Nutcracker Massacre. This is a 2022 film. It's 1 hour and 26 minutes. It has a low 4.1 IMDb rating, which is actually too high. This was directed by Rebecca Matthews. Rebecca would indicate to me that that was a female director. So go females. Writers, Joe Knetter and Jeff Miller. There are a bunch of stars, some of which are maybe more recognizable than others. Christophe Monplaisir is the Nutcracker. And I mention that because we do get backstory of the Nutcracker. Julie Stevens is Marie. Patrick Bergen is in this. Stephen Stately, Andy Dixon, Beatrice Fletcher, and a whole bunch of other people. This movie is following a novelist who visits her family for Christmas and finds a mysterious Nutcracker doll, which soon becomes possessed and wreaks havoc. That storyline synopsis is really kind of misleading. May Kelly plays a character named Mousy, and I recognized her from the movie Killing Tree. She's in Killing Tree as well. And she's in the upcoming Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. So May Kelly may be a soon up-and-coming B-movie actress. She's not difficult to watch. So that's my favorite part of the whole movie. So right off the bat, we get a killing from this life-size Nutcracker with like a messed up face, and when the Nutcracker is in evil mode, killing mode, the mask changes, the face changes, and I do like that. I liked the evil look of the mask, which is on the cover art. But we get that opening kill, and it kind of doesn't have any context to it, even though there's dialogue with the person that was killed. And then we get to the opening introduction to characters where there's some girls chatting, having some wine. The main character, Clara, who is the Beatrice Fletcher actress, Clara gets invited to stay at Auntie's for Christmas, and she doesn't want to tell her aunt that she's just recently broken up, so she makes up an excuse to come alone. She stops on the way to an antique shop to buy a Nutcracker as a gift for her aunt, who apparently collects them. Because when Clara gets there, she notices that there's like this big life-size Nutcracker standing by the Christmas tree, and he's there to protect. And she gives her gift to her aunt, who immediately opens it, and she loves the wrapping. Her acting, the aunt, wasn't super great. That was Julie Stevens, and I'm sure I've seen her in some other things. When Auntie Marie opens the gift, it's a different Nutcracker than the one that Clara had purchased. So it was a sugar plum fairy. That's important to note. So during the night, the sugar plum fairy somehow activates the life-size Nutcracker, and the Nutcracker goes out and kills. And so that Kelly character, Bouncy, is the aunt's daughter, so they're cousins. She's got a boyfriend there. He's kind of a meathead. So there's kills through that. I did like, again, like I said, the face change. The aunt had reached out to Clara's ex-boyfriend and invited him, so he did come. So the ex-boyfriend shows up. Then there's like just a bunch of awful scenes of dialogue and just stuff. We get one decent, fun kill. I'm going to call it the Nut Buster from the Nutcracker. And it's actually pretty funny. It's probably the most creative and maybe somewhat obvious thing to do with a Nutcracker. And we'll just call it the Nut Buster. So that was fun. I think I forgot to mention that there's a guy that lives with the aunt who must have been the family butler at one time. Doesn't really mean anything other than that the daughter Mousy, that Kay Kelly, treats him like garbage and, makes him still call her mum. So this is apparently in the UK where the butlers called all the women mum. So Clara goes back to the antique shop to find out why this shop owner gave her a different nutcracker as the gift. And the owner was, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize I did that. I'm happy to give you a refund," and blah, blah, blah. And this is where Clara starts asking questions like, have our friend is missing and the Nutcracker is missing. And then we get like this real elaborate backstory about the history of the actual Nutcracker and the Sugar Plum Fairy and the real story. And he works into it like Nutcrackers are, made out of wood and made out of hard work and craftsmanship and love, like a Ouija board. And the ex-boyfriend of Clara is like, "Well, we're not buying a Ouija board." And so for me personally, I appreciated the Ouija board drop because I'm a fan of Ouija boards. So we get a lot of backstory, which was it came very late into the movie, which I suppose is where it needed to be, but the movie seems very long. And the story is incredibly close to the Robert the Doll series of movies with the doll maker, the toy maker. And so they go back to the house after this. There's, some more killing and a really lame ending. Lame ending. And then it just goes into the credits, and it ends with the toy maker flipping the close sign on his antique shop. And so I sat through wondering if there was going to be an end credit, because I've been really trying to stick through credits even for movies that I hate or didn't like. And I did notice that the shop owner's credit was the toy maker. So again, it's just too close to the Robert the Doll movie for me. So if this ever gets a sequel, I will probably steer clear of it because it's just not good story. So it was rated 4.1 on IMDb. I think it might be a little too high. It's an hour and 26 minutes, but it feels longer. But if you want to be in that holiday horror spirit, you got to watch these new ones. And it helps you to appreciate the older ones like Black Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night and things like that. So to get into the spirit, you got to you take the good with the bad. So this one was one of the bad ones. That's going to do it. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for tuning into the channel and keep watching, or else you're going to get your nuts busted.
Have your dream, go on and sing your song. There's nothing wrong with singing out of tune. If people laugh and say your dream can never be, just think of